Got that door cracked over there? So it's about to get the eyes. Right, live. We are going to do a wash and decon process. You all here with details. We got Sal over here. Sal, what are we going to do first, Sal?
We're going to do the contact wash on the outside. We're going to pre-treat it all. Get the crystal washing.
Okay. All right. So we're going to pre-treat. We're going to hit the wheels with degreaser right now. We got it ready to go. All right. So we're going to hit the wheels with degreaser. Wheels are going to get, what's up, Humberto? So we're going to hit the wheels with degreaser, and then we're going to hit the rest of the car with crystal wash. We're going to let that dwell for a little bit. Then we're going to go straight into the wash. It has a lot of precipitation on it. We are giving it a one-step polish. So any type of, what's up, 3M? Any type of small little marring is not going to be a big deal. This is going to get the claimant as well. So it's going to get the crystal wash and the claimant, but we're going to show you guys our process, how fast we do it. So Sal got the Marilex. He's working on the degreasing of the wheels and tires. And then we're going to get the crystal washing. Close that door. Thank you. Install glass. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So if you guys haven't used Crystal Wash is an organic light acid. Oh, tastes like, it smells and tastes like vinegar when you get it in your mouth. Not that you want to get in your mouth, but just be careful when you're using it. It is organic, an organic fallout remover. Very light duty. This is a very, very, very light decon. Is that on eco mode? Yeah. You can turn the pressure washer off right now. So this we're just gonna let sit. We're gonna let it sit probably for, what do you say, Sal? About 4 minutes or so. So we're just gonna wait for it to crystallize. Once it crystallizes, we're gonna foam it. And then once we foam it, we're gonna go through with our claimants. We're gonna go with our claimants and lightly just give it a little bit of friction. We're gonna hit the wheels with acid before we foam, so then it can neutralize with the soap. So it'll still work. It's not gonna fully neutralize it, but it's gonna kind of put it at a standstill for a little bit and slow down as we're claying the rest of the car, and then at the very end we'll rinse it. So just kind of putting two processes in one with that. So we normally don't use straight acid. It's a heavily diluted acid, but still, these wheels are a good candidate for acid, especially the barrels.
On our pre-inspection, the door jambs were really beat up, so we went ahead and put degreaser on those too. So we got to remember to get that when we do the wash.
So I'm going through with the acid and I'm hitting just the barrels right now. I'm not gonna hit any of the face yet. I'm just gonna hit the barrel and I'm gonna let that really set and dwell. And then right before I foam, I'm gonna hit the face of the rim. Um, because the face of the rim, the finish is usually a little bit more delicate. You have the lug nuts and you have the areas that sometimes have kind of a faux metal. It's kind of a covering that's over the plastic that looks chrome. So acid will eat away at that stuff and ruin it in seconds. Also, you don't want to be spraying acid on the brakes. Anywhere near the brakes, the calipers, if they're unpainted, what it'll do is it will rust them down. It'll cause squeaking, and it'll just basically start to deteriorate and eat away at that metal. This is a lovely part about starting mobile jobs early in the morning, because it gives yourself a lot of working time. You let your chemicals work. You can let everything set on the surface of the car, do its thing, dwell, without having to worry about the sun drying it out. This is pretty much getting a mineral treatment right now. So there's acid on almost every surface of the car except for the black plastics. So we're gonna start the foam wash now. Foam wash / clay. Sal's starting at the front. I'm starting at the rear with the decon. We're using the PNS, using this joint. The PNS, what do they call this? This one you want to do small strokes, guys. The friction is going to pull it off, not the pressure. People might be saying, oh, you guys didn't even do a pre-rinse, you didn't do this, you didn't. There was so much water on the surface already. Pretty much all the dirt that was going to get encapsulated was encapsulated. We're using P&S Pearl, which pulls down a lot of dirt. The car was already wet. It rained last night. So this vehicle pretty much had a rinse. Not a thorough rinse, but we're giving it a one-step polish. So I'm not super concerned with it having a little bit of contamination on the surface. There's a little bit of marring that we're not concerned with that because we're marring it up anyway with this clay bit. And if you think that these clay towels don't mar, you are mistaken because they do. When you guys are claying, most of the time you don't have to clay past here if it's, if it doesn't have heavy contamination. If you're doing a polish, I'd recommend claying the whole vehicle, but if you're not doing a polish, sometimes there's hardly any contamination, if any, down here to remove. Got the whole hooks out?
Yeah.
Then we'll go through and give it a quick wash out after this. Do you get the back? All right, so Sal got the front, and see how we're always constantly communicating. So Sal got the front, I got this whole side, and then I asked Sal if he got the back. He said no, he's getting the top, I'm getting the back. At that point, I will foam it up again with P&S Pearl, and then we'll go through and do the contact wash. And at this time in the process, if we were going to do iron remover, we would rinse it, hit it with the iron remover, let it do its thing, then do the contact wash. But this one, we're not going to that extent with deconning. We already did the crystal wash, very light decon. So we did the crystal wash, clay bar. Now we're going to foam up with P&S Pearl and do a quick contact wash. Get all the crevices, get all the lips, get all the black plastics on the bottom. Wash from top to bottom, and then we're going to do the final rinse. Then I'm going to get into polishing, and then Sal's going to start on the interior. As you can see, we use a lot of water because I want to get everything pulled off as much as possible. You can see down here how fast it's leaking out. We like the P&S Pearl because it pulls everything off the surface. You get the roofs out?
Yeah, we got it.
Oh, thank you. So 2 mitts. We always go in with 2 mitts, guys. And I'm only gonna go down to about here, to the top of the tires. Then at the very end, I'm gonna flip my rags over, or my wash media. I'm gonna flip them over, and then I'll get the bottom area. I don't want to contaminate anything. Okay, so now that I've gotten pretty much the whole back done, I've gotten the car 3/4 of the way done. Now I'm gonna flip over my wash media. As you can see, there's some stuff caught up in the wash media that can cause some damage. Looks like it fell off a tree. But I'm gonna go through on the bottom now, hit that bottom plastic, at the very bottom part of the body, and then the plastic. And that's it. And then these are done. There's no, as you can see, there's no dunking. There's no cleaning of these. These just get wrung out, and then they're gonna go straight to the wash as soon as we get home. So now we're gonna go into the rinse. How long have we been going? 18 minutes, and that's with us talking and setting up and everything.
Don't forget door jabs.
No, they need hot top, brother. it needs it again. So a couple things, guys, that we noticed. I'm gonna have to do another round of in the barrels of the wheels because those are pretty beat up, and then Sal is going to hit the intersections with the heavier degreaser to get these door jams cleaned out. They are So I'm gonna get in these barrels one time. Sal's already gone into the door jams again. This time I'm just gonna let that sit in the barrel for a very long time. You guys got any questions or anything? So this is our process for our decon. Much better. The door jams, looks like things have loosened up on there. I'm gonna switch the nozzle out also when I get the rims.
Hey, Korea Giants out.
And this isn't our process for all the rims. This is usually Sal will check the rims beforehand, and this is the process we use for the extreme cases. I mean, not for the rims, for the door jams. is looking much better. These things were beat up. These were crazy beat up.
Can't see the questions on here. If you guys doing questions, let me see what we got.
Those wheels were pretty intense. And that's it for the
Wash done. I'm gonna get the big boy, get the drying, all the cracks and crevices, get the wheels and tires, and I'll be it for the exterior wash. Until I get started on the one step. What's up, 559?
What's up, 559? 559 just got that cheap steamer.
It's not gonna change.
Yeah, he sent me this message. He's like, man, here goes, this thing's gonna change everything.
Sure
It will. It will. Thank you for trusting us with that, man. It will change. It will change a lot. So that's how we do. And as you can see, you know, it was a pretty quick process. We did the wash. So we hit it with the crystal wash. We did the contact wash, and we also did the clay mint. So all of those, all at once. It's been like, I don't know, maybe 15 minutes total. It's been 29 minutes on the live, but it's been about 15 minutes of just working time because I've been coming back. But we can do this, if we're just jumping out of the van, we can do this in 10 minutes, you know, on a vehicle like this. Get it sprayed up while one of us is setting up, and then the other one just goes in. As you can see, Sal's pretty much, the drying process is pretty much done. Now we're making sure that all the cracks and crevices are clean. We're gonna clean those out, and then I'm gonna start the one-step polish on the exterior. Sal's gonna be going on the interior and starting the blowout. And then that'll be it for the wash, clay, decon on this guy here. And then I'd probably say interior looks a little rough. We'll probably wrap that up. We should be done with this car in less than 2.5, 3 hours from now. Already got my money back. I'm just doing, there you go. There you go, brother. Serrano, Rick Smith. Yeah, so that rounds up the wash, clay process, the wash, clay mint, and decon crystal wash. So I'm just gonna wrap up. Another little tip, guys, if you guys are on here, always clean your equipment before it goes back into your van. Right here I have a Clean Korea Green Monster towel. This is meant for like heavy work, wheels, engines, door jams, stuff like that. But I keep this in the back with me, so when I roll up any of my hoses, I'm cleaning it off with this here. I don't want anything going back into my van like beat up and tore up. We don't really do work on gravel, but if you are working on gravel, rocks, you know, like non-paved areas, you guys kind of understand that a lot of mud and dirt can accumulate on all of your reels and your hoses. Those can get caught up into the gears, cause issues, or just make a mess, you know, depending on what type of reel you're using. But I do highly encourage to clean all of your guys' equipment before it goes back into your van. Polish the door handles. The way we polish door handles is a little bit different. We have the 3-inch polisher that we use for the actual handle on the outside part, but a lot of it is handwork. A lot of it is polished by hand. There's some areas that are just really intricate and really hard to get into, so we have hand pads that we use for that. You can even cut down some of your older pads that you have. Maybe you have some pads that are kind of on their last leg. You can always cut those up and use those as your hand pads. And if you guys don't have a blower, you need to get one. It saves you a lot of time and a lot of effort, especially when you're polishing. And I know there's a lot of them out there. There's the little handheld ones, this and that. Those will do the job, but if you want the real deal, just go with the big boy. The big boy is always going to be I'll do the same. I worked on a car a lot a few weeks ago. Got some kind of yeah. See, yep. Yeah, and rubbers on doors and sunroof. That's all done in the finishing work. The rubber doors and sunroof. You can brush those out. You just use brushes to get those out. Usually you'll see that in the big stuff, like but even with the big boy, if there's stuff that you miss, that big boy is so strong, it'll start to push all that gunk out for you, and you'll see it even after the wash. Sometimes it'll be in there, but that's also why I saturate the vehicle twice with soap. I like to have that car really, really saturated. I don't want anything that's built up anywhere to not come out. This vehicle doesn't really need us to go through and go around and hit all the trimmings with our brushes. You can do that, you know, if you want. But this vehicle service, they're not getting that on this service here. This is a mobile job. We do that type of stuff when it comes to the studio. So we're gonna tap out. We'll catch you guys a little bit later. So from Sal and Joel with details, thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. If I could figure out how to turn this off. It always does it. You guys have a good day.